Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Dolphins versus Raiders NFL matchup on Sunday, November 17th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just go to Pickdawgz.com, click on the premium picks tab. Also got a link directly below this video in the description. Prices start at just $15, and you can use the discount code PICK to take an additional 15% off. We also have products meant for people that make really big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for a VIP concierge style service. We offer these products. They're just not available on the website. They're easy to get, though. You just got to text the number that you see on the screen. Keep in mind, though, that these are custom-made packages, so these are our most expensive premium packages. But if you're looking for that high-end product, we've got it. Text that number. But let's get to it. Got the Raiders visiting the Dolphins, and the Raiders have lost 5 consecutive games at this point. They did cover in 2 of those matchups against the Chiefs and against the Rams. But last time out against the Bengals, it was ugly. But the Raiders have had a week off to think about it, and we'll see exactly how they bounce back. Meanwhile, the Dolphins ended a 3-game losing skid, beating the Rams 23-15 in a game that they really held the Rams in check in the red zone. The Rams unable to put the ball in the end zone, several trips into the red zone, some of it by penalties, but other was just good defensive stops, and that really was the difference in that game. You know, the Dolphins, known for their offense, for all those weapons that they have that have pretty much been squandered this season, as the Dolphins have just 3 wins coming into this thing, 3-6, and the Raiders, 2-7. But actually, the Dolphins worse against the number at 3-6, while the Raiders are 4-5 against the number. And it's because people look at the Dolphins like they're so much better than the Raiders, even though their record doesn't show it and their record against the spread doesn't show it. That's because they got this high-priced roster, but they do have a lousy coach, and that really does, is a big equalizer, right? And we've seen that so many times this season. The thing is, the Dolphins of late have really owned the Raiders, but, historically, the Raiders have really owned the Dolphins. So, it's one of those things where it's cyclical. It's like the way the Bills own the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins had a time where they won over 20 in a row against the Buffalo Bills. But, in this particular game, the Raiders' offense has been anemic, 29th overall in yards per game and 32nd in rushing yards per game. So the post-Josh Jacobs era just hasn't really worked out. The passing game has actually not been bad, even though they traded away Devontae Adams. And the Dolphins' defense, of course, loaded with stars both on the defensive line, the pass rush, and in the secondary, actually rates out pretty well. But they've been hung out to dry this season as Tua has been injured most of the year. The Dolphins' offense, tough to really tell what's going on because, like I said, Tua was missing for a good portion of the year. So the passing game really suffered in that area. We saw it pick up definitely a lot better last week against the Rams. And if they can get that going, well, it's never too late to make a run in the NFL, especially you got 6 losses, but you have very little room for error at this point. But the Raiders' defense just really not all that bad. One thing we've seen from the Dolphins is the poor coaching really leads to a lot of inconsistency out on the field. Not just that, just bad decision making and really bad play calling and all those things. They nullify the talent that the Dolphins have and the advantage that they have in this game. I'll tell you, maybe the Dolphins squeak one out, maybe they don't, but I'm going to take the points with the Raiders, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.